Hello everyone, Mrs. Gigi here. I am back and it is Wednesday and this is what we're going to work with. I hope that this works, I would say, because of me having a totally new setup with all kinds of things. I've rearranged my whole craft room and I'm not really 100% about it. Might do some changes, but this is what we have today and this week. And yeah, with the rearranging of my craft room, I did find these. I have used them, I don't know if it was last year, a whole pack of, this is actually A4, European A4 size pieces, but I've downsized them because I want to have a tiny small little journal. So I have apparently printed them out. I don't even know how many times, but there is a couple of pages there. And then I have this. I was inspired by the Ginger Cat Lady, Pam, making a flippy flap journal. And yeah, I don't know. I need a smaller version of a journal just for fun. Hello and welcome, A2. Yeah, so let's see what we can do. I'm not too sure about this, but yeah, I know that this will, it will be what it'll be, but this is a paper bag. I've kind of folded it the way that I wanted to, but looking into these pages, it might be a little bit of a change. So the thing that I'm going for is covering this, not necessarily the whole way around, maybe just, do a little bit of a thing. I'm not too sure about doing anything specific in terms of the actual size, because I kind of like it to be a little bit like it already is, but I do have to figure out the way to all of these pages and which ones I am going to choose for, in this case, the front cover. It might be kind of nice to just have the sunflower like partly like this or up in the corner somewhere. Let's see what we can do. There are several papers to go through. This one, the sunflower. Hello, Time Lord. Got to go for a shopping trip. Yeah, that's, we do have to do that sometimes. This one, a tree, more trees. Neutral page, which is really nice when you want to do a little bit of journaling in the creation. Apples, kind of nice. This is a neat picnic situation going. Another almost the same, but with mushrooms here, and the fall leaves falling. Another more neutral kind of page to be able to write. You put a fun, yep, I saw that one. It was really funny though. It really was. It was. This one, a neutral one again, being able to write the ABBA sketch. There are so many fun sketches when it comes to, I would say, ABBA and all kinds of Swedish things. I don't know. This is really nice. It might be that I downsize it to just use the boat, or maybe this part of it. I'm not too sure. Another one, yeah, probably these are a little bit more neutral. And I do have this one with pumpkins. So there, I might say that it's doubled. I think so. So let's see what we can do. No, they didn't really marry each other, but I think it was Agneta who married. Was it Benny? No, I don't really remember. There was two girls and two boys, and you know they were kind of get. I don't know if they were actually married. They were together at one point, and then divorced, and you know, who am I? I'm not even that old, so I don't really know. I've only read about it and heard all kinds of things. So yeah. So let's see the front cover. It might actually be that I will print out several of these, but I'm thinking, should I just have a more neutral one on the back here and then the sunflower? Yeah, I will actually try that, or at least that's how I feel. Let's cut the sunflower out. That's definitely one thing that we need. Do I want to have that one? It's chopped up here because this was the kind of page with the arrangements and things. So either way I go with tearing page, or let's think. Yeah, it might actually be kind of nice to tear the page. So if you tear away from you, you get this nicer of an edge. But if you tear towards you, you get the whiteness of the edge. Depending on, you know, you can see it here. Depending on what you want, of course. But for this specific thing, I'm kind of going with not too much white. So I will probably tear some of the actual pages as well. These ones, they are pre-cut with the pair of scissors, but sometimes I kind of do like the not so symmetrical kind of way, so that is neater. So let's think, if we want to place it like this or like this, that's, you can definitely see it's upside down then, so maybe like that. Have it like that, and then even more symmetrical here. Going like that, maybe up at the corner. And adding in, do we want to have texture? I do have something else that I was thinking about. Should you ask your mom? Should ask my mom. She is that old. You know, yeah, you could definitely do that if you like, but I don't know. I've heard so many things when it comes to those. So do I want to have that one placed? Yeah, I kind of like it. Let's just glue it down and see. So in this case, just a whole lot of glue on the page. Yes, again, one of those, use it up if you have it, because you know we do need to use up things that we don't really use that often. And going in like this. For those of you wondering, this is Eileen's tacky glue, but I've taken the brand name thing off. going like this all the way around, probably tearing it off in the end, but we will start like this. So going, what did we say about it? Halfway maybe? Or kind of a little bit more. Yeah. In this thing we do need to, let's take the little pair of scissors. I am going, I don't know, asymmetrical kind of cutting thing here. I don't really mind that the edges are all over. Debating with myself, let's think. I want to have that one. Do I want to have it folded? No. But I will have to have it kind of like a tiny bit, just to be able to fasten it on the other side. This pair of scissors, that's looking into this one, just a tiny bit of glue, and then we will of course cover that in a way too, and in the end. So this is just because we need to fasten this one like that. So that is one. We do have to figure out the back side here. What do we want to have? What do we want to do? Do we want to have a tree? Do we want to have just this one? Just a little something. I kind of like this one because it's neutral. Let's go with this one, for instance, looking into even more neutral one. It is kind of nice to have that one because there are so many things going on this page. So we just place this one on here with a lot of glue. And actually putting extra glue like that, and a little spatula top situation. This is really tacky, so I wouldn't really bother too much. Let's see, look at this. So we have, we'll definitely tear this one because I don't like that edge. Or is it terrible? I don't know. Is it terrible or terrible? I don't like the straight edges down there. I will actually just cut it a tiny bit like that. And up here too, just to do a little, I do like the teared version of it better, but I know it's easier to just cut it like this. This one needs to be cut to size, and it might be that we use that little edge of ours, just, what is it, ½ inch or so. Like that. And going to fold. Actually going in with a regular paper glue here because that is easier. Oh, who am I? Who did use this one? Oh, I will take a new one because I apparently need that. This one instead. Going all the way down like that. So we have this one and this one. So to me, this is the start. So the actual flip is like this. Or it might be even putting it there to have a little bit of a closure. Let's see, do we like that? Downsizing the whole thing? No, no, we will just do it like that. So we have the first thing kind of ready. Flipping it to this side. This will have a flap like that. Journaling page, journaling page. And in this case, what do we want to have? This is kind of nice to be able to place a tree, or maybe this tree, or these. I don't really mind it being, let's look into it actually being angled like this too. That is really nice. Yep, that is what we will do. We will just put a bit of glue like this, making it easy on ourselves. And going in a little bit of a crooked situation. Let's think like that and like that. So in that, let's see. Are we going to just fold this one, or no, we are not. Not in this instance. So cutting that one, which leaves us with this. We can definitely create something with that. And here I would love to have a more neutral piece of paper again. That is too busy, too busy, too much going on. Look into these now. I want a writing space on this one, so of course we have this. That's kind of boring in a sense, but can definitely add a thing or two to that one afterwards. This one is nice. Maybe take part of it. Are we able to do that? Let's cut it to kind of size to see. The beauty of this thing is to actually sew it together after, so we will have to look into that too. But we will create the pages first, because that is way easier to do when it's not sewn together. So let's see, can we add that one there? Yep, we can definitely do that. So I hope that each and every one of you listening or watching this live have a wonderful day. Unfortunately today it's been a little bit of a fall weather coming, but that's just how it is. But it's been a nice day. It's definitely been a nice day. So let's have a little extra thought into this. Let's see, just the tiniest little extra down here. It's meant to be a little rough, so I will actually leave it in the end with a little bit of inking and things like that, so it doesn't bother me too much as of right now. Let's see, looking into this, going, would say here with the paper scissors. That's no good of an idea, so we will change it to the smaller one for the fabric and all the things. That was way too much glue on that edge, but who am I? So as far as right now, we have the front cover with flippy flap there. I don't know if I would leave it like this. Probably not. A flippy flap situation on this side with a little bit of a, you know, you can definitely write here if you like. And I'm going for, let's think here, going to put that into place somehow. Yeah, we'll have to figure that one out, definitely. Here, nothing specific going on, which means it needs something special on this side. And are we going pumpkin? Are we going... I don't really like the woods, is it? Or we're going like that to just, you know, put that, that's kind of the other side. Would be kind of nice though. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So of course we have the leaves, but to me they need to go this way, and I don't like the actual sizing there, or maybe this way. See the boats and this tree. Oh, this one is really nice, or this. Yeah, we'll put this one and then add. Yeah, now we'll add a thing or two. Cut the other pages down to size, and then I have, of course, the ephemera to add on the pages afterwards when it's all sewn together. And I consider this journal as one that I will be able to finish today. Actually thinking about adding some sort of lace or something to it too, but I'm not too sure. Let's see, I definitely have to rethink the little white edge there, because we definitely don't like that. So red, I like that this, yeah, the redness here, or the purple redness. And let's think, the edge needs to go, yeah, it needs to be somewhat all the way. So this is a brown paper bag, and here it says in Swedish, "Together we are strong." Isn't that true? And recycling, it talks about recycling, so Together in a recycling world, we are strong. Let's see. We will have to place the actual page like this. And going all the way. Of course, the fold, I don't really mind the fold there. It needs to be where it needs to be. So do a little bit of an extra twist and then cut it down again. And then of course ink these pages. So the thing that we see here are looking like this, this and that. So we can try it out. Let's look into the inking. Do we want to have darker than vintage photo? Let's try vintage photo first. If I can find it there, that is, because where did I put it? You know, it's been all over. I've literally, yeah, here it is. I've literally done a whole, I don't even know. I'm amazed that my room was even done when it was this last weekend. I was about to just go in the craft room and you know, just like a regular type of craft situation, and then I figured like, no, I want to rearrange the thing, and then I did. So let's see, the inking actually brings the whole thing kind of together in a way, and let's just add in a little more. A darker version is always nicer. And of course I could have inked all the pages and everything beforehand, but no, that's not me. I will definitely kind of go with a little bit more of a brown version, because this is dryer sheet, regular one, so kind of makes it a little nicer. So let's go with the edge here to see the result for that. You could go with even a darker, like a coffee brown, but or even coffee dyeing the whole thing. I know that is also an option, but going in with ink like this is way easier. You can go with all kinds of inks, of course, but when it comes to fall themed like this, I do love the brown vintage photo ink. I don't know, do we like it white like that, or are we going just the tiniest? I don't even know if it will kind of bring the whole thing to a little bit of not too much white, just the tiniest, like that. And of course we will do the same thing on this. Could actually just go on the whole thing. So it makes I would say a more finished look in a way, but I don't know, sometimes I like the edges inked and sometimes I don't, depending on what I'm doing. But it could also be up to the point where I do ink everything, and even darker sometimes too. So that is what it is. Let's see, going on the edge here on the bottom part, and we will see, do we want to have a little extra here? And then of course this one, adding in just a smidge of, even darkening the whole background situation. Could actually go, look at this. Now it makes the whole thing a little bit more put together. Could actually go with making a brown border, which I kind of prefer in a way to make the whole thing kind of, yeah, I don't know. Let's just start like this. So we have it like this so far. And remember, this is a brown paper bag from the store, nothing special really. But it becomes special when you have all of these fun things added in. So let's look into, yeah, that is one that could be neat to have. Let's see, this is one regular page, is it? Do we want to have it as a regular one? We do unfortunately have to cut this one off because it's just the I don't really like it to be folded like that. If I'm going to just place things. So we have the fold there. This one, a little small sized thing. We're going to put this one on here with the mushrooms. Let's cut it out and look at it. And of course this and all of these pages are now way lighter in the background, as you can see. Even this one that I've put a little bit of extra ink on, so we will definitely put extra ink on the other ones once they are placed in the journal. So I will cut the whole page and then maybe think it through just a tiny bit more before gluing it down. So let's see how much of this is actually used. I do like, are we going to downsize it so that we have an edge all the way around? I'm thinking that could be kind of nice. So I'm downsizing it like that. I don't even know if it is straight enough, but I don't really mind just putting it on like this. So it makes the whole thing like a brown little border around. With the actual bag, you know, you can see that this is the bag, but I don't really mind that either. Are we going to, yeah, yep. I was actually thinking about inking the edges here, but we are not. We are just going to put some extra glue on here. Like that. Let's see, all the way around, or as much as we can to be able to use this. Let's see, putting it down and making it kind of up to the right place. Are we? We do need to figure this one out again. I can definitely see it. It was not straight at all. Like that. More glue at the top. The edges are more important than anything else. Like that. And then the magic. I don't know about the magic though. That is an edge I don't like, so we will just, before the inking begins. So we have it here. The ink. The magic, or whatever you like to call it. There are definitely things. Look at it, you know, just I would at one point, I'm not going for this specific thing, but I could scrunch it all up to create a little bit of, you know, raggedy edge kind of situation, but not in this specific thing. But I could definitely go with scrunching the whole page. Yeah, I've done that before. I've actually just teared pages and glued them together, or just left them totally, like in, I don't even know what stage, but so this one will be like that. So that will be nothing special there. Writing thing, looking at it, writing, and then just, you know, you can add a little something there, of course, but so look at this one now. Thinking the other part of that will be a flip out here. Let's see. So in that case, the boat might be nice, or the boat might be nice on the flip out. Let's see. I do like the trees there. This one is really neat too. Just adding it in like that. I would say, let's see. You could do a little bit of extra writing here, of course. Yeah, let's do that. I am thinking, let's see, do we want to add this? Yeah, I will just glue it on the whole actual thing, and then see what we can do on that extra bit of thing there, but glue the whole page just to be able to use it on this page. So the beauty of making a smaller journal like this for me is that I will be able to finish it up in one sitting kind of thing, or at least I will be able to use it as almost finished in one sitting like this. So we have the fold there. We have this situation there and this one. Now thinking, is that the right way around? And yep, it is. I wasn't too sure about it though, but it is. Going again there. Of course, glue all over, but that's just how it is. And the inking starts again. Just a little bit now on the edges to darken this actual edge rather than that one. Or you can go black ink if you like. You know, there are several inks out there, all kinds of I would say brands and all kinds of colors, of course. When it comes to brands though, I tend to go with these one, the Rangers or Tim Holtz ones. This specific one, I don't even know how many years I've had this one. Of course, I've re-inked the pad, but the pad itself, yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, the re-ink is, at least here where I am, way cheaper to buy than a new pad. Let's just do a little thing. Oh, I don't really mind that. So we have it like that, that one there, that thing there, and the flip. The flip. What are we going to be there? What are we going for? So that's a smaller one. And this one, yeah, I'm thinking in this case I do have to kind of cut that little sliver away because, I don't know, couldn't really do too much with this little one here. Are we going with that size of a thing, or are we just going with, I don't know, should we go with rearranging? I tend to kind of like that more. I do have, yeah, let's see, I do like this thing more, and then but that becomes the whole thing again. Maybe if I'll just have a little flip like that. Like a thing here, and I'm just adding it like that. So, or just adding it in. Now thinking, should I just add it in there? Yes, that is what I will do. I will cut this one down, add a little bit of glue here, and then cut a page that fits this whole thing, which will also cover this. So just put a bit of glue there, and just kind of down to the page like that. And we do need to figure out this, because these are going together. And with the birch trees there, what are we going for? Are we going for another more neutral kind of writing space, a little situation? Let's see. These, no, that is the red page. The pumpkin or the mushroom, no. This. Is that too yellow? Yes, I think it is. Definitely. Making it the other way around, of course. Tend to, yeah, a little bit better, so I will try that. I will cut it to kind of size to be able to fit most of this corner down to the page, but we will see. So this week I did have one of those weeks that tends to come, I would say 2 or 3 times a year for me, working like I do in this small little village where I am. Tend to be a thing where I, you know, everybody knows me, and I kind of know everyone too. But with that, of course, comes a little bit of a situation, you know, there are definitely times where, yeah, it can be challenging. So let's look into the cover of this. So yeah, it was a little bit of those situations this week, and up to the point where I feel like in this little village you can't really do too much of anything but without anybody knowing, you know. So yep, definitely one of those. Twist it around, putting it there, putting this one down, and yes, there are questions in the store. There were the supermarkets. There are questions from everyone, everywhere. So I couldn't go to the local little beach down. I think that, you know, I have shown you that we have a little lake here with the beach and things. I tend to not go there during summer because, you know, everybody is literally there, everyone. So with that comes a little bit of, oh, I'm not myself. I am this and that kid's teacher, and the parents ask a whole bunch of things, and I'm like, you know, I'm not at work now. I am off duty, whatever you like to call it. But are we really off duty as teachers? I think in one sense we are always working with something. Our brains, or at least my brain, is always inspired by things that will go in my classroom. So even doing things like this, I'm kind of going sometimes like, oh, I could incorporate this and that and do all this and that, you know. Do I like that little edge? Of course not, so I will just cut it down like that. So we have this one thing, the twist and turn of whatever, and the ink. Going like that, going in and out, all the way around. Oh. So what on earth am I going to use the little tiny journal for? I don't know. I just felt I needed to make one because I was inspired by Pam, the ginger cat lady here on YouTube. She created one of those like flippy floppy kind of journals, and I love those. I love those. I've done several in the past. I've done different sizes, but I do love it, the smaller sizes, the tiny little journals too, just to be able to have them as a little bit of saving up on all kinds of small little memory things. So that kind of goes together in a way. We do need to figure out this. What are we going to place here in order to have that one there and that one there? The boat maybe. Kind of need to have that one there. Let's try it out. Now thinking it should go. As you can see, my way of doing this is definitely no measurements, and I tend to go with no measurement, like almost always when I do things, at least paper things. When I do fabric things, I tend to measure because the fabric And I would say, like, you if you work with fabrics and the needle and thread and things like that, you know, there is a little bit of a difference. To me, paper is always paper, but when it comes to fabric and those kinds of things, you know, you'll never know. Things can happen. So, are we going all the way to the edge or just tearing it? I will have a little extra of an edge there because I feel like I want to tear this one. I'm going to tear it even down to size 2. Let's see, even there. This one is right up above, so that doesn't really bother me too much, but going like that all the way around and making, let's see if we can kind of, I don't really like the stretch edge. The stretch edge is here, but no. Let's see what we can do. I don't want to tear too much of this red little situation down here, down to, let's see, just a little smidge of a thing. And there we have it, the edge. Do I feel like I want to, yeah, I definitely want to go more because I can't really do anything about the situation. Let's see, there we do need to tear this one down as well. And of course with the paper, I don't know, that's just how it is sometimes, the edge there. I do like it like that. Should I? I'm debating with myself. Should I just go over the edge? Is that a thing? I will leave it at like that, I think, for now. And then look into what we can do about it later on. Maybe put something on the back side, or maybe just leave it as it is and, you know, putting it like that. And yet again, a little bit of the ink. And yes, I am going to do a little darker situation for the sky here. It is way too white for my liking, so just a little bit of a thing. All the way around. Opening it up like that, having that as a writing space, looking into it like that. Let's see the glow there. So yeah, that's kind of neat. Pulling that one down, which means, let's see, do we want to add some sort of something? Or, you know, just a thing like this could be a neat situation to go. Looking into the ephemera pieces here too. Look at these ones. Smaller little things. The tags up above here are really cute with the animals. Could even go with these. And then of course with a pocket like this, a half pocket. Let's look into that one. I kind of like that one. I think it is. I just think it is the kind of the right size for the actual little page there. I'm going to kind of cut around. And I do need to, let's think. Yeah, it could be kind of nice to have it as a little tuck. Watching a film? What kind? Watching a movie. There are so many. I don't know. I have a whole list of movies that I want to watch. Let's see. This, and it of course needs to be firmer than, you know, this flippy floppy thing. So we will go with a piece of ugly scrapbook paper, I would say, or am I thinking right now? Let's see. I do have this piece too, and that is let's see, actually going with the pad like that. On this page, and I'm like, be careful, and then the whole thing will be destroyed. That's kind of, no, not really. It won't really be destroyed. That will just be another type of results, and nothing will be destroyed. Of course not. It's a journey of creativity. So, but I do like, let's see, there, I do like that. I don't know why, but I'm thinking like that, and the ugly scrapbook paper. Which will it be? Do I have any? I do have the green one here, of course. I have no clue. Maybe, yep. Maybe I'll just add, because I just want to have it a little firmer. Just going to add it in like that. And then of course glue it down to the actual page, so this thing won't really show too much. Let's think, so that we put it on the right type of edge. Cutting it down to the size of this little pocket, and with a little bit of inking, nobody will know that this is reinforced. Way sturdier to be able to act as a pocket. So the edge all the way around, actually, because that is neater. Putting that one in here. Do we want to have it more, or I don't know, something else maybe, but I don't know. I kind of like it like that. With the pocket though, we need to go with a little bit of a neater edge, so I put a bit of glue all the way around the edges like this. And of course, no one will never, or whatever you say, notice the green side. So letting that one dry makes the situation going like that. The little boat there, writing space there, a little view of a little birch tree situation. Flipping it around, and there we have the next page. So what are we going for? We are in this case. Let's see, looking into these might be too small. No, these two could be ones that we actually use, but not as of right now. We will have to look through. Let's think. We will just fold the thing. So there, and there, and I don't really mind, as you can see, you know, this I don't really mind the edge being totally different like that. I'm actually just going, maybe just going with a little bit of fold, a little bit of an extra straighter fold there, which, yep, that is neater, way neater than the rest of the thing. Which means that somewhere along this line the whole thing will be glued, and I will be able to, am I going to tear it down? No, I'm going to cut it down. So this will be the next page together with these. Let's see, are we going with that? That was a flippy floppy thing there, nothing there, but I do tend to like, I do like to have it flipped out like that. So we will turn the whole thing around, making a little twist of a thing. So these two pages will be regular ones, and this one will be flipping out like that. So what are we going for with these? These will be, are we going to call them journaling pages maybe? Let's see. Yeah, I think they kind of are just regular journaling pages in that case. I don't know, do I? Or just adding it in? There are so many beautiful pages in this, and I'm thinking, let's see, back here, not, I'm thinking this one here. So we will leave that one for now. And we are going with maybe a blue. Let's think. The thinking process of doing something like this sometimes take a little bit of time, and sometimes just comes to you like nothing. Let's see if I put the pumpkins there just to add in something, or are we going with the pumpkins like literally all over? Let's cut it down to size and see first. It could be that I was actually thinking about having this one as like a middle page situation, but I'm not convinced by that anymore. I'm definitely not. So, going in like that. I don't really like the size. Do I want to have something behind this? Or maybe it's the trees that I want. There was so many things going on there. That's why I thought it would be kind of neat to have have a little bit of more neutral kind of thing. Let's see, I do like the pumpkins there though. Yep. I don't really have time to think too much. Or I, at one, at one point in kind of my life, I didn't really have too many thoughts on anything really. I just kind of did go with the flow, and then suddenly things happened and I had to plan and replan and do all kinds of things going on, and that made me not really feel too well, unfortunately. Let's see, there. Do we like the combination of those two? I'm not really sure about it, but that will do. We will have to go with it. I am going with, we're going to down. Yeah, I'm thinking going a little, I don't even know, like half a centimeter or whatever. And when thinking imperial, I don't know, a fourth of an inch. Yes, it is. Look at it, or kind of a fourth of an inch. I don't even know if it's called like that, but no, that's just what it is. The Dark Knights. Oh, yep. They are there. The Dark Knight. I am prepared in the sense, like, thinking I would say, like, or now and I'm debating, like a week ago it was a really nice summery weather, or 1.5 weeks ago definitely. Now pitch black kind of. It is sad when thinking about it. It is dark. It is so dark. It is up to the point where it's dark when you go up in the morning and extremely dark when you come home, and it's still up here where I am. You can see light during the day, but I am not too sure that it will be like that for too long. Like, we do usually have daylight, I would say maybe between 10 a.m. and 2, somewhere along those, like almost somewhere like that. But sometimes during the winter it is not, it is, of course it is, it's daylight, or it's lighter, but it's definitely not sunny light. Like, it could be really gray kind of lightning, which to me is not the proper kind of daylight that we as humans need. Because, yeah, or at least, I am more of a summer person, and I've debated with myself several times, like, what in the world am I doing up in Sweden when I am literally one of those that would prefer, I would say, no less than 75 maybe, or like 20 degrees, or maybe 25. Oh, and wow. Here it is. It is dark. It is gray. It is rainy, and it started early. me and my colleague actually talked about it earlier in the week, like Monday morning, and I would say first week October, maybe it could be snow. And to be totally truthful, I am definitely not looking forward to it. Definitely not. But that's just what it is. Let's see. This one. This one. Do I want to have it? Yes. I don't like the whiteness. Just dab on a little bit and then we will have to think. Yet again, one of these writing thing, flippy thing, writing, whatever you like. Look at that one. Am I going like this? Sometimes the Pritt glue is better than any other, even though they are meant to be extra special for certain occasions and certain things. The weather is really strange sometimes, Time Lord. It is. It's really strange. And, yeah, I wish that we could go with me not having to have these, you know, these type of things. I'm freezing cold even though it is really warm. In the sense that I know that it's becoming more cold. I'm not saying it's warm. I'd say it's not it is grey and it's rainy and it's some might say a cozy fall weather, and it is, but no, I don't like it. And now the thing is with this is green. Do I want to cover some of it, or am I just going to leave it? Or just go, I don't know. Do I like it? Do I go with another of these? Maybe this one. No, that's smaller. I don't like that. Let's just kind of cover the thing. Hello, Claudia. Hello, Claudia. Welcome. Really nice to see you. I hope I can inspire you in some way, shape, or form. Right. This is my little journal. I have so many projects that I want to do, but I would say it's definitely getting colder, or maybe just a little bit, you know, rainier in a sense. Definitely. I am going to think positive. I do like fall time. It's beautiful outside, but you know, I would prefer summer or year round. All year round, definitely. But that's me. So, am I going with some sort of something else on these? Hopefully I will in the end. There will definitely be a little bit of writing in this one. And I will hopefully, let's think about it. Yeah, I would sew the whole journal together so that you can see the end result. Or not the end result, not the result of this. Oh, trying your old hobby, working with resin. Oh, that's really nice. It's one of those on my to-do list. It's the whole thing of my list of wanting to create or do all kinds of. It's a never-ending story. It is. But I would say it's one of those for all of us creative people, maybe. The list of wanting to try out different things are endless. I do like that, and I like the sizing of this. What are you trying to make? Is it in some sort of like, I did try, let's think. It was a long time ago. I made like dominoes. So yeah, with resin. That was really fun. But it took so much time. I have, let's say it like this, I have patience, but in some things. In some things. I am going to downsize this a little bit because I see that I accidentally cut this one. So just because of that, I will just downsize it. Lots and lots of possibility. I know. It is really fun to, yeah. I actually spoke to, I would say, every member of my household because I used to have my craft room downstairs in the basement, having a large room with a little tiny, there is a little kind of kitchenette type situation down there, water, everything. And then I don't even know what happened, but I felt I needed to relocate in the house, downsize, and I'm emphasizing that. I downsized everything that I had in terms of, everything really, into a smaller bedroom, rearranged that, yet again going into another bedroom, and then I rearranged the whole thing again this last weekend. And I am debating on moving to some of the things over to another bedroom across, like, across the hallway, really. Not that I'm not, I can definitely fit everything in here, but I feel sometimes I need to have certain areas for certain things. You always need more room. It's one of those never-ending kind of stories. I would love to say that no, of course I am not an enabler in terms of I want to have this, I want to try that one out, I want to buy that, and but it's just one of those lying to yourself situations, because the wish lists of things that I want to do, it's endless. So yep. And I have not too much right now. I've downsized in fabrics, I've downsized in all kinds of things, but I do want to have, and I think that's why, because this room I used to have as a workspace too, and let's look into it and say that's not possible anymore. I need another room, and if I do that little change, I know that that will become a craft room in the end anyway. So not that we don't have space, but yeah, I will just have to figure that one out in a way. It's one of those. So let's see, that one, the flip out there, and we need to cover this. to be totally truthful, Claudia, I would love to move downstairs to the room that I had before, but that is, you know, that is, I would say, the size of our living room and a bit more. So, yeah. But that's never going to happen, unfortunately, because there are so many things going on downstairs with the kids and their wants and their so-called needs, because they do have that, unfortunately. With the kids, they want their den kind of situation too. Do we want to have that one, or are we going that direction? I feel, or no, definitely not like that, are we? They are like hanging down or onto the side like this. Or are we just going to place this one there? Let's think. That is one. Yep. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Definitely a space for myself. I do have that. I could have several, but then, you know, the kids, they have their little video game and computer area, and yeah, there is always they want space, like space for their friends and things, which I had to kind of reconsider. That's why I moved. So yeah, we'll see how the end result for the, and then suddenly, you know, it will take several years, but you know, I can't like live here on my own with no kids because the house is too big. So yeah, in the end we will have several rooms totally empty. That's just how it goes. Try a little bit more of the inking here. So resin, that's really nice. What are you making with resin? I want to know. I am actually trying to figure out a thing that I want to start at the beginning of next year. That's kind of me. I have a little bit of projects going on, like smaller projects. But I have been talking about a sculpture that I want to make. And I'm thinking I'm actually going to try that out next year. I know that it will take a whole lot of time, so that's why I'm kind of debating with myself when to start creating it, because it's better for me to create it during springtime with the weather being better. Yeah, so that's why. Do we want to have this one there? No. I do want to have a little bit of this one. Yep. Having to decide on, depending on the year, what you want to do. Yeah, that's where I am at the moment. And that is also why I'm kind of debating sometimes with myself why I'm here and not, you know, somewhere else in terms of a warmer climate, because that would make way better opportunities in creating all kinds of things. I want to be outside creating large paintings and things, and no, that's not even an option in the middle of the winter time. A couple of koi and fish swim over sort of sand. I'm working on her. Oh, cute. Really nice. Really, really nice. There are so many fun things really to be able to create, you know, the ability to me making all kinds of things throughout the years. Now I'm more into paper because it is easier where I am at the moment, but there are so many fun things to do. Let's see, cutting this one down to the size of this. Just going like that really to ink the page, the flip like that, and actually going with the extra glue there, looking into some of these. A lot of butterflies and flowers. Oh, I can imagine. It looks, I'm thinking about it, thinking it will be beautiful. So, what do I want to add? I want to add this little chipmunk. He's cute. Or maybe, let's see. The chipmunk is definitely an option. Or look at this cute fox. Yep. Let's see. I am going to do a little bit of fussy cutting, and maybe, or are we going with the chipmunk and the fox, or is it that those two doesn't really go together, but now they are friends. In my little world, they are. So, do a quick little fussy cut situation here to be able to fit this one on the page. So I don't know, Claudia, if you are all into the crafting, like a crafting community or whatever. But I have been here on YouTube for several years, really. Most of my craft friends here on YouTube are my American friends. But then, of course, they are literally all over the world. The birds, the owls there, the chipmunk. You can combine all kinds of things. Let's see. The bird. I'm thinking about this one, and then the chipmunk after it. Let's look into it. I will definitely use the bird. I've looked into using him maybe on a bigger page. And let's just say that these are not enemies, they are friends. So, as cute as they are, oh, I have to cut. No, I cannot save the whiskers, of course. And I'm not going to do anything about the little whiskers afterwards. Let's see. Now I have to, that's the leaf. Yep, I will just have to downsize like that. Be careful with the little claws here, because no, I don't want to amputate any little chipmunk, and see if, where do we have, yeah, I want to have it placed behind the fox, but I don't want to have it looking strange. Hello, Lucas. Welcome, welcome. Looking down here, is that tail? No. Hopefully it's not. I'm going to cut it off, unfortunately. Poor little chipmunk. Oh, chipmunks, do they? No. I'm just going with it. Now it's done. Cutting it down to the size that I like is what I'm going for, and not doing any whiskers. And there it is. Let's see. Putting that one there, putting this one there, maybe another friend or two. Let's place that. Let's see. Am I going to downsize? No. Going there. Going with a little chipmunk. Let's see. Over there, and maybe another friend, or are we going? I don't like the edge there and the edge there. We need to figure that one out. Do we have anything? Or a little leaf? Or a pumpkin? Something that we need to place there. There are these two. I wasn't meant to do these small little details as of now, but you know, it is just one of those. Sometimes it's just what it is. Let's see. Do we have anything else? No. Let's look into this pumpkin, this big one. It's going all the way around. I don't know if you deal with pumpkins too much in any other country but in the US. Because I know for sure that they have a lot of pumpkins there. So pumpkin number one there, maybe just a little angle just because we can there, putting the fox there, and then kind of have the chipmunk there. And what are we aiming for? I don't like the straight edge up here, but I will have to do with that, I think. Yeah. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Like that. And of course I will, let's see, there is a little bit of an angle situation there, somewhere along those lines. We will take this one because it makes the whole thing easier when gluing into intricate things. And just the tiniest little there, and again, yet again, the little chipmunk. Going to that one there, and maybe the little ear. Yeah, I didn't really place the whole thing down too well because there, and of course the whiteness. Who am I? I need to cut that one down before. What did happen to you, little ear? There. And cutting this one down. like that. And a little extra of glue here, just because we can. And there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't know. It's for me, it's sometimes or almost always the process of creating and not necessarily the end result. So, and debating one thing though, and I always tend to do that with all the different languages. To me, I tend to go with the English version here, but I'm not too sure if that is okay with you. So, there. No worries. Thank you for stopping by. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. So, here we have the little journal so far. Flip like that, the little thing going on here with the animals, and I will of course add all the others. I know there are some blank pages all over, totally blank, so it will be several of these added really. And the bulk of doing a thing like this of course needs to be a little bit of a question mark. But we have it here, the flip there, the inside, the flip there. We'll have to think of that. This one, the flip out there, and yeah, it is slowly but surely coming into the end here. Let's think. For this one, do I want to have that and another flip in, out, up, down? What are we aiming for? What are we aiming for? Just a flip up maybe? I'm definitely going to downsize it because it is way too big for what I like. So this needs to be, let's think, no, that is 1, that is 2, and that means these will have to go together. I'm debating with myself if I want to have a smaller one like this, just to have it like that, or if I want to have, no, what was I thinking, like this, a total, like a whole situation here. Or this might be, you know, it is a never-ending story with the things that you could do. Let's see, we did have the flip out there, no flip out there, and then that one. Could go with one like that and like on this actual page like that. Yep. In that case, this needs to be glued down here as a little pocket. Let's see, where do we have? I need to figure that one out, of course. There. That needs to be halfway down like that. So that is the pocket, not reminding myself that I want to have it as a pocket, not glued down on the actual page. And there, never-ending story. That's what I'm thinking of here. So that is a definite flip out. So it will be like this. Something there, some writing space there, flipping it out, having a pocket there, and then writing space on these, which to me could be kind of fun. So then we do have this one left. I'm not too sure that I will use it though. So let's think. That will be a pocket, and we do have some of them in there. Maybe it's time for the bird. It is a whole, you know, I don't even know if I like that. So that is definite cover for me. Writing space. I tend to want to have writing space on not only one side of the journal per se, like there is some visual thing here. You can flip out and write there, and then there is a pocket, but you can, you know, every other type of thing. So for this, I am definitely not going to cover the whole page. There is a beauty in saving up on smaller pieces like this. Do we have a size that is neat? No, of course not. Of course we do not have the right size. Who am I to save up on these? Let's see, that is the same size. So do we need to cut it down to size? Do we need to cut a new one down to size? Unfortunately, I think we are. I'm just going like this. Because it's going to be kind of covered anyways. I just want to have it kind of show a little bit. Of course, no measurement, so that is just me thinking, oh, that will be enough. Hopefully it will be. Like that. Yes, of course it is. That's nice. So I will just glue this one down. And use the, I wouldn't say the proper tool, but use this little spatula for making the way down to this glue, reducing it up. Like that. And thinking in this case, let's see, we are going to have the little thing there. So this will be glued down in here. Nothing will really show. This will be glued down here. In the end, nothing will show, so I don't really bother by that. Do I just want to leave it as this texture of a pocket? I think so. I'm going with it. And in that case, I'm just going with a bit of glue there, a bit of glue on the edge, on the actual edge, and on the bottom part of the edge there. Fingers crossed it will work. And, you know, I know it will, but it's always one of those. It will look beautiful in the end. We will have that one there, and then that. Of course, we need to just figure that one out and put it down into, let's see, the edge of the paper or the thing, like that. I don't even know if that is enough, but that's just what it's going to be. Like that. A little edge, and going to fold it out, makes the whole thing easier. So what are we going for in terms of these other pages? Writing space, flip out, and another little writing space there. I do tend to, that is not the right size. We did have the mushroom, but I want to have this part of it. But where did we place it? It was, yeah, it was almost in the beginning of the journal there. So what if I'll just place the second part of the other one here, or let's think. Yeah, I will just put the second part of this one, or just literally just cutting it down to kind of the size that we want here. Thinking, do we want to have it here, or do we want to have it on the other side? On the opposite as well might be. No, I don't like these to be no. I will just cut it down to size, and then we will glue it down. Even more. And yeah, I'm going to cut on this edge because I don't want to have it too close to the actual mushrooms. And even more, maybe, yeah, just a smidge, just a little smidge, like that. That will do. Glue again, a lot of glue. And yes, I do need to buy myself some new glue sticks again. It's one of those. I do have several ones, but I tend to go with the ones that I like the most, which are the prick glue strips. They are really, really nice. And Uhu, of course, fortunately a little bit too expensive, but I like to buy them on sale in bulk. I don't really remember who I spoke to when it comes to, I think it was on the Ginger Cat Ladies chat. When it comes to craft things here in Sweden, they tend to be really, really expensive nowadays. Unfortunately for me. Unfortunately. So there we have it. all kinds of things all over, and yes, we do need to look into some of the details in just a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of a cleanup and more ink. We do need the ink. Finishing the edges here, twisting the whole thing around really, because that makes it easier for me. Like that. Going on the edge of the thing here, and I'm actually thinking now that I will go with darker edging as well. I'm actually going to cut that one down. I don't like it poking out like that. So now thinking, what shall we? The last part of the thing. Are we going with the other edge there with the pumpkins? Because we haven't really used that one. Let's try it out. Even though I don't really like whatever, like this one, the white pumpkin. What are that? Like, I do need the cover up. Apparently it's International Fox Day. Oh, you know, I did put a fox there, so that might be the right representative of the actual day today then. Apparently international. I haven't heard of any of those types of situations. Let's see, do we have any? We do have this more plain of a paper left. And then of course, let's see, this and these. Are we going with this one? Or, yep, I think we are. We are definitely. I'm going to cut it to size. And who am I to? I'll have to close that lid. It is very autumn looking. It is. It's meant to be very autumn looking because I was about to look into all the Christmas things. Not saying that I would start the Christmas journaling. No, it is way too early for that. But then again, I love Christmas. Christmas is a beautiful holiday, and my favorite one, I would say. Let's see, this one. Do we have even more glue after this? Or this Pritt glue it is. Like, I don't even know. I don't know. But I like that we are able to use these up though. So did you buy anything yet, or haven't you gone on your shopping trip? No, but being on a shopping trip, either you are really, really hungry, or you go like buy from the list and things that you are meant to buy. To me, there are two types of people. So I'm going to go like that. I am more into an impulse type person, I would say. or actually more into not really buying in terms of shopping for food. I don't know what's with that thing, but I have never liked it. Never ever. It's one of the things that you of course have to do, but I've never liked that at all. Buying clothes and all kinds of shoes. Christmas in December. Oh, it starts in, yeah. I haven't seen, but because I live in a tiny little village, so to be totally honest, I don't really know what's going on in the big city as of right now. But I would say October is definitely more Halloween month now than ever. We don't really celebrate Halloween though, but then as soon as Halloween is over, there is Christmas. As soon as possible, or already. Some shops have, double type of things. Definitely. So there is some writing space there, some flippy floppy things there, some things there. We need to glue that one down, this one down, that, and this needs to be covered, and then we can sew the whole thing in. Are we going to use this or on the whole? I'm not too sure that I want to place anything but the a cute little birdie or whatever. Let's look into the bird. We had him here. Where are you, little birdie? Or the owls. I love owls. Where do we have the birdie? The little bird. Or a crow, that one, but that is a little bit too small in this case. Where do we have the bird? Or have I accidentally thrown him in the garbage? My way of doing things sometimes. Here he is. Let's see. Let's cut him into the size. This rectangular size first. It is an envelope, but we are definitely not going to use this one as an envelope, or actually a coin envelope to be totally clear. I don't know what's with the thing. I tend to not use them in the journals, so let's see. Just to be cute there. He will be, I would say none this, or yeah, that will do. Like, have him there. I do need, let's just do it. I need ink on the edges of him, like him. He needs it. Ink it up like that. Glue again, of course. And then we will have to, for these last little pieces of things, we do definitely have to look into a new glue stick, I think, because these little choppy bits won't last. Definitely won't last. And I'm going like that. So we have him there, we have that one there. I will, let's see, just a little bit more because of this situation. Going like that. There. the flippy thing, what can we do? There will definitely be... Are we going to put his birdie mate? No, not really, are we? Going here. Oh, that is glued, that is glued, that is glued. Yep, that is properly glued down to the size. This is a file folder. Are we going for... I'm going to try it out. We will have to, I don't know, have it reinforced somehow, but I will just have to look further into if I like to use it in this page or in this pocket, that is. Just folding it, let me think, like that. No, I don't like it at all. Could go with these or several of them, really. That might be an option. Adding in another thing or two, just let's see. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about that. I could reuse this. Just to add something on this little edge. Let's just, no, we have this glue. Let's use that. Let's use that glue, even though this isn't as good as the other one. We'll have to do. And then of course going all the way on this little edge like that. And on this edge too. In this case, I'm actually going to lift it up and then reattach it again. That will be left alone like that. That one going there, saving, or not saving, throwing this one away. Use that one up, and this one have 1, 2, 3 more pages and it's done. Is it really? Let's look through the thing that we've done there. Yep, I kind of like it like that, going like this. This needs to be attached, of course, with a little bit of glue there, but flipping it out, flipping this one like a regular page, this one out like that, writing space there, flipping this one, regular page per se, this little flip out, writing space there, regular page there, a little flip out here and there, and the pocket, and then let's see, all the flippy floppies there. So we have this page, and then let's think, there are something going on here, which means not necessarily anything special needs to be here, even though, am I going with the last page for these ones. I could definitely not go like that. Yeah, might be that I add these apples for the last one, and then do a little twist in adding this, or let's think. Was thinking this one just for the the end there, because I don't know about you, but I have this one. You cannot place it like that, which means we have to use this specific thing on an a separate type situation. These are let's think. No, these are like this way around. This is too small. This is definitely this way with the picnic and things. These leaves could go in any direction, and this of course just like that, or at least that's like this or like that. So yep, we will have to downsize this in order to figure out the whole thing. And cutting off the white over here and onto, I'm not too sure, we definitely don't want the whole thing here, but something like that. Yep, a whole bunch of glue on the page. That's the easiest way to go. Just a lot. The more glue the better. And then let's think here, we do need to have it like that. And am I going for, oh, I should have actually talked it, no, like this, tearing it. Yep, that's the way it will go, with a little twist of the ink makes the whole thing better. And then this, I tend to like the grayish brown area here for more natural kind of journaling space, better than anything else. But let's see, do we need bigger than, yep we do. We could just go further down and glue it to the page like that. Yet again, glue. As much glue as possible is way better than anything else. In one way, it's really nice to be able to use glue, but then is it cost effective? Is it really? Going like that, not all the way onto the edge. Are we? A twist there, the edge, the cutting, the whatever things are going on. Going here, as this will be kind of the end cover, like that. So this one, this, and the last page. What are we going for? Are we going for this cute little picnic situation or just a cover up kind of page? I'm thinking more like a cover up kind of page than anything. And let's see. Oh, we have this situation too. That's kind of cute. I am not sure. Or maybe it's just a matter of using this little thing. Are these really going together? Not too sure about that at all. Or if we go like that, because we had this one, it was this direction, could definitely go the other way around and do a thing or a little twist. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Like that, going in here, all the way around, cutting the white off. So that's way better. And then let's see the red thing here. We do need to think a bit. Do we like that? I don't know if we do. I have no clue. I don't like it. We need to do it in another way. I can definitely feel it. I definitely know. Or we have these. It's red, the red, no. Why? I have already used up the pages that I like. That's how it goes. That's almost always how it is. It could be. Let's see. Could we use that part? Or no, we can definitely not. I was thinking about, you know, cutting that one off and using that. To me is not a, you know, I like this situation going on, but no, we cannot use that part of the page. And of course there are too much going on there, is it? It is debatable. It is debatable. Am I going to try it? Let's try it out. Let's try it out. It's just this thing. Should I say not be afraid of trying new things? New things might be really fun. It might. Let's see. There. Yep, I definitely like this better than anything because I like that it's in a sense lighter. Let's see. Putting this one here makes me want to think, kind of fold it there with a little twist. Let's think like that. And of course, more glue all over. Who am I putting glue? Yet again, the more the merrier. The messier it is. Is it like that? The messier it is, the more fun it is. Could be. Could be. Most of the time, let's see. Need to figure this one out like that. Twisting it all the way around. Of course, with the sizes and things, I do. Yep, like that. I like the range there not being too dark either. So, glue on the with the lid there. This one here, all the way around, and of course a little bit all the way going in on the edge. Darker on the edge down here, and in there and everywhere, and yep. This little thing, it's not finished, but it is coming to the kind of end for the journal, and yeah, the back side. What are we going for? We're just going to cover it up. It was covered up like this on the front. I will do another thing there too, but we do need to cover it up. And are we just going with a lighter version there again, or could just go with this one? It will be covered eventually, I would say, or not really noticeable too. That might be the option. I don't know. It will definitely be a lot of glue on this one because it needs to be. And there, and I'm thinking in my case for this thing, lace came to mind. Lace definitely came to mind, and I'm going there. So let's see. This needs to be cut down to size, and one might say that I'll go from lighter to darker kind of, but it will be solved in a minute. We'll definitely darken this one, and I do need to re-ink. I can feel it. It is not as dark of a brown that I like. Yellow it up a little bit with the ink. And yet again, I would say I would scrunch it up, but no, I'm not going for that one here, but you know, that could definitely be an option. We are going like that. There. Is it? No, like that. This one will go there. It might need a little bit of drying before I go with the end result of glue, of attaching the whole thing. Flip, flip, flip out. I do want this to not show as much. So going in on the edge, I'm not too sure about that. Might be that I cut it off or do something. So we have that there. This one, a little pocket there, a writing space. This situation with the pumpkin, like that. Flip out with the cute little animals. Oh, who are we? Putting glue there. It won't show in a minute. That needs more glue. There. I will put these cute little animals into place. One more places than one. But the main thing of the journal is done. It will be glued together, and it might be. Let's look into it. Is it that we are going to use anything like this? Chilly mornings, autumn is calling, pumpkin patch. No, pumpkin patch is definitely not nothing that you see here in Sweden. I will have to figure out none of those. I will definitely use these ones, but I'm not going to cut them out now. We are in need of some sort of front situation. We do have cozy moments. Hello autumn. Those could definitely be used. Absolutely be used, I would say. Cozy moments. To me, autumn, of course, is a whole, like, a cozy moment in itself. So, yeah. With all of these small little things, am I able to use them up? No, of course, I am not. In this case, I'm not. And I don't know if I will use all of these things in this actual journal. It might be that I'll just end up saving them for next year, probably. Because look at these. There are leaves. There are small little things like this. There are pockets and crunching leaves. So those are crispy autumn air. There are so many cute things in this little kit. I am going to rearrange. And here, autumn days. I don't like that. That's definitely one that I don't like. But this might be. Hello, autumn cozy moments. Cozy moments it will do. So we will cut this one out and we'll just place it here with, of course, a little bit of inking. And yet again, a little bit of inspiration for some of you, I hope. Yet again, more ink. I need to re-ink this a lot. Cozy moments. Hello autumn, is that the thing? No, I don't know. That will have to be on a tag or something. Cozy moments are way nicer to use, and these, yes, we did use up yet another of a thing here, which to me is really fun. And then of course all of these things. Who are we? Are we going to save them? No, we are not. Maybe these though. The other ones will go in the little bin I have here right beside me. So today we did manage to create this little thing. It is definitely not finished. Close to it is. It needs to dry a little bit, so I will have to just pull the pages apart, and then we will do a little bit of stitching with the 3-hole pamphlet stitch, So that is what it is. And then of course it might be a little bit of journaling in it too, I don't know. So thank you all so much. It is late night here for me now, and I will be back again next week, Wednesday as usual. Now debating with myself. Yes, I think I will be on. Now Becca is back from her vacation. I think I will be on together with her on Sunday. Other than that, it might be that I will be going live on any of the days during the weekend, depending on when I feel like it, or if if I have time. That's what it is. So thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day. And to all my European viewers, have a wonderful night's sleep if you are in the region of going to bed. Bye everyone. Oh, hello Jen. Thank you for stopping by. Bye.